This is a story of emergency managers in Maine and New Brunswick preparing to deal with disasters and some of the technologies being developed to help. They were brought together in a cross-border experiment in 2013 called the Canada-U.S. Resiliency Experiment 2, commonly called CAUSE-2.
In CAUSE-2 experiment, we're testing emergency management workflows and try to see that influence with respect to how it can improve situation awareness and response. The beauty behind technology demonstration like this is that we're in a position to confirm or validate the impact on, basically on effectiveness, on the impact on value added, and the impact on functionality.
A critical element for future success is making sure our policies, institutions, and business processes support the needs of the first responder community and the public. In the last several years, significant progress has been made, and we're pleased to report to the Beyond the Border constituents that this experiment advanced the integration of MassAS, Virtual USA, and IPAWS with local, state, and provincial capabilities.
New Brunswick and Maine, Canada and the United States have had a long history, a very close relationship. In today's world, information is a critical part of all those things. It's a critical part of our security, critical part of our economy.
If a St. John oil refinery explosion were to occur, first responders and hazardous materials teams must immediately be deployed to put out the fire, clean up the scene, and provide care to any injured persons. Let's hear from the local, provincial, and national agencies involved.
The intent really here is to provide an integrated situational awareness and information sharing environment, so when we have disasters that affect both sides of the borders, then we're better able to make informed decisions and coordinate our response along the border.
This experiment gives us an opportunity to refine our ability to share real-time situational awareness information across the border. Both New Brunswick and Maine routinely exchange information. We both have a vested interest in ensuring that from an emergency management point of view, we're aware of what goes on in each other's jurisdictions. And for those emergencies that might impact both of us, we want to have a coordinated response capability. And by sharing real-time information, we can achieve that.
What MassAS does is it really provides critical emergency information to all folks that are involved in emergency management, whether it be at the local level, provincial level, and federal level.
The CAUSE experiment has helped us to develop our virtual Maine tool and to link that system with the Canadian MESA system.
The reason that Common Operating Picture is important for us is situational awareness real time. Using these tools allows us to make sound decision making in emergency management.
The second scenario focused on a compressed natural gas truck trailer crash near the Calais, Maine, St. Stephen, New Brunswick border crossing. This provided a unique challenge. Decision makers had to choose whether to use in-state resources or the closest available resources across the border in St. Stephen.
Mutual agreement we have with the Calais Fire Department is extremely important in that it gives us an added resource in our community as well as their community. By having these mutual aid agreements, it brings us up to the level where we need to be.
The next closest trauma center, as well as the nearest first responders and EMS, are located across the border in Canada. But the current processes are designed to contact the nearest in-state emergency crews over 100 miles away.
When I get calls from the folks in Calais and Washington County, my role is to provide support and help them get their job done efficiently. so that we can save lives and property.
In the experimental scenario, local resources in Calais were almost immediately exhausted, so requests upstream to Maine Emergency Management Agency and across the border were made to get more support.
Then we requested international mutual aid, including ambulances and DMORT teams from New Brunswick, and requested an available medevac unit from the New Hampshire National Guard to support the operation.
We leveraged Virtual USA as a conduit for discovery of MassAS, IPAWS, New Brunswick, and Maine data to assist with directional, horizontal, and vertical information sharing.
After testing technologies in New Brunswick and Maine in both scenarios, let's take a closer look at how they all worked together. In the Cause2 experiment, what we demonstrated was people sharing data at every level of government, leveraging mobile applications such as MassAS Mobile, an on-the-go alerting app that can publish alerts, warnings, notifications, and situational awareness data. The use of incident management systems such as Web EOC and Sentinel, which were used to create incident reports that were shared up and downstream. Visualization tools such as Virtual Maine and Cause2 Viewer, used by the Maine and New Brunswick counterparts to visualize and consolidate the situational awareness view. And then a number of systems at the national level that were used to fuse interoperability across the borders, including the Canadian MASAS system, which is used for situational awareness and alerts and warning in Canada. IPAWS, which is used for alerts and warnings in the U.S. Virtual USA, which is a tool that enabled cross-jurisdictional information sharing and discovery at every level of government, both in the U.S. and Canada, and the Mutual Aid Support System, which was used to help with the request and acquisition of mutual aid for an international mutual aid request. This data was also visible to federal partners, such as the Government of Canada in Ottawa, using their OCIP platform. We highlighted the efficient use of mobile tools, incident management systems, and the situational awareness viewer, and finally, the national systems that enabled that cross-border interoperability exchange.
Through this experiment, we've been able to link IPAWS with the Virtual Maine tool and with some of our other systems to be able to enhance our ability to notify the public.
The ability to share that information in a very timely manner not only allows us to respond to, prepare for, mitigate, but also allows us to prepare our citizens to take the appropriate action to protect either life or property from any type of event that might impact them.
In terms of response time, the Canadian counterparts are just across the border, whereas in Vanceboro, we're talking about the nearest town on the American side is 40 miles away. That could be an hour. Somebody's property is going to burn flat. Someone in a car accident is going to die. Every minute that you save on a response could save somebody's life.
At the end of the day, what we are all doing is we're in a position to act ourselves into a new way of thinking, a new way of doing things to change trans-border capabilities. And at the end of the day, this is also described in Beyond the Border Action Plan.
The lessons learned from this cross-jurisdictional information sharing and interoperability experiment do not just pertain to partners along international borders, but can be applied at a local level. To learn about the model, tools, and practices used to improve cross-border shared situational awareness and communications interoperability, please visit the National Information Sharing Consortium website at www.nisconsortium.org. For more information on Canada's multi-agency situational awareness systems National Information Exchanges pilot project, visit masas-x.ca. Also, the First Responder website at firstresponder.gov and the Defense Research and Development in Canada at drdc-rddc.gc.ca.